Hello, my name is Rick Riddle, and I'm going to be your instructor for the fall term, that's term 1, 2021-2022, GM543 Economics for Managers at Franklin Pierce University. Office hours as required and by appointment would be Saturday and Sundays from 2 to 4 p.m. If you need to contact me, please do so via email, only your Franklin Pierce email account to my Franklin Pierce email account. No Canvas inbox communications will be acknowledged. Reason being is that Canvas inbox is really not an email program. I need to keep a record of all the email correspondence and be able to put those in proper folders and by student and such. So I require those to be in the Franklin Pierce email account only. If we need to set up some kind of a phone conversation or something, we will do so by email, but preferably the communications will be by email. I will respond to emails generally within 24 hours, probably sooner than that. But if you email me late in the evening, I won't respond back until the following morning. So we talked a little bit about the text, a little bit about grading, threaded discussion, 30% of the grade, stock game, 30% of the grade, theory assignment, 35% of the grade, module paper, 5% of the grade. Basically, the grade is going to be based on the Franklin Pierce grading schedule, with anything 73 to 100 being a passing grade. So threaded discussion. Each week, week numbers 1 through week number 11 is going to have 2 threaded discussion questions. Week number 1 is going to be 2 general threaded discussion questions. You will need to post any responses by Sunday night only on that. The only due date on that is by Sunday night. So it's a total of 3 to 4 total posts per question per week per student. Starting in week number 2, the deadline for the initial post, please watch your calendars, is going to be Wednesday if it's a general threaded discussion question. Thursday for the initial post if the threaded discussion question comes from new ideas from Dead Economist. So week number 2 through week number 9, the discussion questions are going to be 1 regular discussion question, initial post by Wednesday, and 1 from new ideas from Dead Economist, initial post by Thursday. In each case, week numbers 2 through week number 11, discussion is going to end on Saturday night. No points are going to be given, no credit for anything posted after Saturday night. Posting only late on Wednesday and late on Saturday means you're going to get a grade not above a B because fewer people are going to be able to read it. Anything posting even late on Saturday evening is going to be much less relevant because a lot of your peers won't be responding. So try to post, if you can, any responses by Saturday by 6 p.m. because a lot of students are going to be shutting down for the class and working on the homework after Saturday evening, early evening, right? So again, most units are going to have 1 regular thread discussion and 1 from the new ideas from Dead Economist. One thing I want to mention is I don't allow you to edit your thread discussion posting. So once you've hit the post button, you won't be able to change those. Also, you won't be able to see anybody's post until you post your first post yourself, right? In terms of regular threaded discussion, I like to see that you research the topic and you cite any research in the topic. In your post, I like to see a nicely formatted post, good spelling, good grammar. You will lose points for bad spelling and bad grammar. I like to see nice format with a few different paragraphs so it's easy to read. I like to see a header in the threaded discussion, and that's something that's bolded and underlined. I need to see that you add content every single week. Please try to refrain from responding to somebody and saying, great post, oh yes, I agree, anything like that. Those words don't add any content, so we're going to try to eliminate those. Just post something that's going to actually add value to the post. And anything like I agree, I like your post, anything like that doesn't add any value there. Right? In terms of the new ideas from Dead Economist, again, the initial post, and that's going to be week numbers 2 through week number 9. Initial post is going to be Thursday night. Again, with responses are going to end on Saturday night. Use at least 1 quote from the new ideas from Dead Economist text passage. I prefer at least 2 of them to support your initial post every single week. That's in your new ideas from Dead Economist post. That's 1 discussion question. Each week numbers 2 through week number 9. If you have an ebook, you may not be able to cite a page number. So what you'll have to do is, and you're going to have to do a workaround for that, which basically means is you'll have to copy and paste the entire paragraph that you're taking your citation from onto a Word document, highlight the actual quote itself, and attach all of those on one Word document as a supplemental attachment on your initial post, right? So your initial post is going to actually include quotation marks and italicize the quote that you're using to support your post, and then also have an attachment that's going to show what the entire paragraph was that you took that from in the New Ideas from Dead Economist. If you have a regular textbook that you're able to cite a page number, you won't have to do the workaround. You can just put in the page number, but please use the quotation marks and cite and italicize your quote. A couple of those is preferred, at least maybe even a third one if that's helpful to you. All right. All right. So another requirement is a stock game. The stock game is $100,000 worth of funny money, basically, that you invest in 4 to 6 publicly traded companies. No bonds, no mutual funds, no exchange traded funds, nothing like that. No commodities, nothing like that. You need to invest the full $100,000. That's within $1,000 of that, so between $99,000 and $100,000, and that must be invested by Wednesday of week number 2. More on that on a separate video about the stock game. Right. Theory assignments. Each week number 1 through week number 9, there's going to be a theory assignment. That's going to be due on Sunday night of every different week. Week number 10, the theory assignment is basically just to work on your portfolio project. Unit 11, there's no individual theory assignment. It's going to be just submission of your project. And unit number 12, there's a module paper. So there are 9 total theory assignments. Right? Please be sure to drop everything in the Dropbox for the class. Note that I will not review any submissions prior to dropping them in the Dropbox. Now, if you drop something in the Dropbox more than 24 hours before it's due and it's grossly inadequate, I will probably email you back and tell you to make some major changes and submit it by the due date. But I won't review anything on a regular basis. If you email it to me and if you submit something only a few hours early, then what you submit is what you submit. Now, note that if you submit something a few hours early and I haven't corrected it, and you found that you did something wrong before the due date, and you actually complete the assignment and drop a new submission before the due date, then I will grade the new item and disregard the original one. But if I've already graded the item, or it's after the due date, then the grade will be based on your initial submission. Module paper is basically similar to the module paper you've done in other classes. Basically 3 different sections for the module paper, and I apologize, my numbering didn't seem to work over here. I'm not quite sure why. Part number 1, what have you learned in this class? Part number 2, how is this relevant to your workplace? Part number 3, how does the learning apply to your strategy? Note in part number 3, you have to mention if you have to make any adjustments to your goals, strategies, and objectives as outlined in your initial foundation paper as a result of the class or something happened in the class. So note that this foundation paper needs to relate how this class fits into your goals, strategies, and objectives as outlined in your foundation paper. Since I haven't read your foundation paper, you're going to need to explain to me how it actually fits into your foundation paper. All right, what more here? So here I have the syllabus for the class. So week number 1, for example, we have chapters number 1, 2, and 3. These are what the topics are for the individual chapters. The assignment is the interest rate. There is no philosopher discussion. However, there is 2 regular discussion questions. The first one is to introduce yourself to the rest of the class. The second one is to talk about donations of a teenager from China who actually sold one of his kidneys to obtain cash to buy himself an iPod, and you're going to explain the economics behind that. So here we have a little bit about every week in the class, what's due, what the reading is. There's no week that there's a whole lot of items due. There's something due every single week. If you get behind, it's a major problem. My policy is I don't accept late assignments. If something major happens to you, if you're hospitalized, a family member dies, something like that, then you can submit the item late and give me any reason why it's late, and I may accept a late submission from you. In terms of discussion, if you don't submit discussion on time, it doesn't benefit anybody else and totally defeats the purpose of discussion. So once a unit discussion is closed, I won't accept, basically for any reason, late postings. All right, I'm sorry about that, but it just doesn't meet the discussion requirements. Most of the homework for the class comes from outside of the book. There is week number 5 where there was 3 different problems from the textbook to use for homework. But every single week you should try wherever you can in terms of discussion, in terms of homework, to cite any applicable learning from the class, textbook comments, textbook terms, into your discussion and into your homework. That will help to improve your grades as well. All right, so I hope I have explained everything to you. I think I did mention if you're going to communicate with me, please do so via email, your Franklin Pierce email account to my Franklin Pierce email account, and not via Canvas inbox. I'm not going to be monitoring Canvas inbox. And if we need to set up something via some kind of a phone call, we will do that via email, and we'll set that up that way. All right, so hopefully that's been helpful to everybody. And again, there will be a separate video all about using the stock game as well, and that will be posted in unit number 1 as well. All right, thank you so much, and I hope you enjoy the class. I think you'll find the class very, very interesting, probably a lot different than any other economics class you've ever had before. It's not going to be numbers based. It's going to be basically like one question in the book that's numbers based. Everything else is going to be based on applying terminology, applying economics to the stock market, talking about economic indicators, what types of economic indicators there are, that type of thing. All right. Thank you so much, and please be watching your email try to check your email every single day. Check the Franklin Pierce Canvas website several times a week as well. All right. Thank you so much, and I will be happy to be discussing things with you all throughout the term. I will try to be very active in discussion as well. Thank you.